All right, always good to have Stephen K. Bannon with us. Two stories I want to get to very quickly. One have a little lighthearted, one a lot more serious. So good to see you, Mr. Steve Bannon. Let's just play this for Steve and see if he's got a reaction to James Comey. Did you know, Steve, James Comey is a Swiftie? Watch.
Taylor Swift and I go way back. I went to my first concert of hers 15 years ago. I've been to a second, and I have helped financially support the attendance of a lot of family members at others. I'm in a family's Swiftie group chat. I know all her music, and I listen to it in my headphones when I cut the grass. Thank you, Taylor Swift. Keep the faith.
I don't know, Steve. I am so just grossed out by some 60-year-old, that former, probably corrupt FBI director who's telling the world he's a Swiftie fan and listen to Taylor Swift on his Swiftie groups. Steve, your thoughts?
Well, first I saw it somewhere, one of these really smart guys online put up that when he's indicted on multiple felonies, they hope that Pam Bondi and Cash add this as another felony for being a Swiftie. But on a serious note, when I first saw that yesterday, though, I put it up on Getter that it's the best indication that MAGA and America First are going to win. We're going to have ultimate victory because this is not a serious individual. This is not. He thinks like a child. He emotes like a child. He talks like a child. It's very dangerous. This guy was the head of the FBI, and I think it's very serious when you have something as juvenile. Really, a bunch of music that's made for prepubescent girls,
right?
Okay, and their emotional arc of their journey. That you have a guy that was one of the most senior counterintelligence official in this country, basically, sitting there weeping about how so meaningful to him. This is the type of people that are in the deep state, and I think this is very serious. This guy is a deeply disturbed individual. And we got to get to the bottom of what he did against President Trump. We have to bring the charges, and I agree with whoever on the internet said you got to throw in another felony for a grown-ass man listening to Taylor Swift.
Keep your prepossession daughters away from that man. Steve, the other more serious topic I'd like to talk about, I don't know if you're watching Margaret Brennan, or was it? I'm not sure it was Margaret Brennan. Steve Witkoff was talking to, I guess it was Brennan, one of those talk shows, and he mentioned that an Article 5 like security structure for Ukraine was on the table for Putin, meaning the U.S. would sponsor some sort of protecting a new border for Ukraine if it were to move. I'm concerned about that, Steve Bannon. You?
It was Jake Tapper, I think, and it was on Jake Tapper's show. And it was worse than that. He actually said they had proposed it. The United States, the Trump had proposed it, and it was a huge win that Putin was acquiescing to not just an Article 5 security guarantee, but also American troops. And that's what developed today. I talked about that before the show on Friday morning, this Friday afternoon show, Saturday show, and all this morning. And this afternoon was worse. Now, I think what will bail us out here is I think they're so far apart on the land situation that we won't get there. But no, the American security guarantee. Here's a security guarantee. My recommendation to the president and his national security team: give a security guarantee to the people in the Rio Grande Valley. Give a security guarantee to all the people in sanctuary cities, all the American citizens, by sending the troops we would send to Ukraine. Let's send them to Los Angeles. Yeah. Let's show Gavin Newsom what combat troops in Los Angeles is, to basically deport mass deportations where we should be spending our time on illegal alien invaders.
Your buddy Newsom, your podcast buddy Newsom, gave a CDL driver's license to some illegal Indian border crosser who wiped out a family of 3 a couple of days ago here in the state of Florida. In what planet is this guy still thinking he's got a shot to run for president?
In the planet where he's going to take a state that is basically 42% Republican, I think, as far as voters go, or support these non-left-wing Democrats, and is already at a 52-seat delegation, only has nine Republicans. He's putting up a map that shows they're going to go down to 4 Republicans. He's going to have 48 to 4. He's going to use that, as he says, to win the 26th election, to impeach Trump, and he's going to run on president for that. So it's in the planet of Orange Man bad. And this is what we have to combat. And that's why in Texas, we need the Texas 10, as I call it now. Abbott talked about there are really 10 seats down there, 9 or 10. We have to go full maximalist. But you're right. He's got sanctuary cities. He gives driver's license out to everybody. They want people to vote. President Trump came out today and sort of last night and said he's going to stop that. Putin told him the reason American elections are getting stolen are mail-in ballots, which we said in the war forever. So President Trump's working on an executive order to mail-in ballots. That, and have you seen, Eric, what he's done in Washington, D.C. in 3 days?
Yeah.
It's like a different city. You can actually go out. He's starting to clean it up. The criminals are off the street. He's taking you don't see the homeless. So those are the actions I think people,
California Democrat
want to focus on.
in your town, D.C., is saying it's they should. What do you use the term? We should bury them under the Capitol, meaning fight back. And this is the new Democrat fight idea. I don't know. My comment here and my monologue was, it doesn't matter. It's not. They don't have the right guy on the Democrat side. They got the wrong policy. It doesn't matter the right guy or gal. They just got the wrong policies. You got 45 seconds till your show.
They're anti-American. They're anti-American policies. But listen, brother, look at New York City. You know, there's a British colonel that's given this great thing that's up on Zero Hedge. I'd link to a British lieutenant colonel who's used to be part of their Cobra organization, which is Intel, and he says that the UK is hurtling towards civil war, and he says the reason it's doing it is a merger between the radical left as neo-Marxists and radical jihad, the Muslim Brotherhood. It's combined together to hate the West, and the British politicians are too afraid to deal with it. That's what's happening in New York City.